Welcome back here once again, everyone, for another video. Quite possibly, and I say quite possibly when I should really say, most likely or probably the worst, absolute god awful dog shit shows, animated show that ever came out on Netflix was Masters of the Universe Revelation. Oh God, was it horrible. I have done videos on it. I did videos on part 1. I did a video on part 2. I just released there. You could check that out. This show went from bad to worse with each part. They did 5 episodes for the first part. It was horrible. 5 episodes for the second part. It was worse. You would think with all that's happening over at Netflix, they would have the common sense to say, let's just bury that and pretend it never happened. But no, Netflix continues in their drive to destroy anything He-Man related. They had that god-awful He-Man and the Masters of the Universe 3D thing that just is so much garbage, it's not even funny. Well, not surprising to me, but also surprising to me and probably shocking and disturbing to everyone else. According to this article from Deadline, Masters of the Universe Revelation gets He-Man vs. Skeletor Season 2 on Netflix titled Revolution. So it will now be Masters of the Universe Revolution. Because why not torture us more? Masters of the Universe Revelation, Kevin Smith's successor to the cult 1983 to 85, and Kevin Smith became one of the most hated individuals on social media for that nonsense. He came out telling everybody how it was going to be, it was going to be true to the original He-Man, and it was going to be so good. Lies, bold-faced lies. And then they came out saying, he and others came out saying that, oh, they don't care if people didn't like it, as long as they're talking about it. Oh, they talked about it. They talked about how god-awful it and you are. That's what they talked about. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe is getting a second season. I can already start to feel sick. At its Geek Week event Wednesday, Netflix announced the follow-up installment of the animated series Masters of the Universe Revolution from Mattel Television and Powerhouse Animation. So most likely Mattel going to be footing the bill for this. I will talk about Mattel and them in a little bit. Powerhouse Animation. Now, I will say I can't blame Powerhouse Animation. The animation for it did look good. The animation looked okay. The overall story, the design, everything else was absolute dog shit, but the animation didn't look that bad. Masters of the Universe Revolution is described as the next epic chapter in the battle for Eternia. Well, considering the first epic chapter was total shit, we should wonder about it. It is a standalone story that takes place after the events in Revelation. Masters of the Universe Revolution is an all-new story that brings the focus to He-Man versus Skeletor like you've never seen them before. I could already smell the lies per Netflix. It's technology versus magic as He-Man and the heroic warriors face the forces of Skeletor and a deadly threat to the planet. No cast is being announced yet. Mark Hamill, who voiced Skeletor in Revelation, already teased his involvement in Season 2. Chris Wood voices He-Man. Smith executive producers with Rob David, Ted Biaselli, Christopher Keenan, and a bunch of other people I'm not interested in. Mattel Television is producing with Powerhouse Animation as the animation studio. Now here is the poster for it. You see in Skeletor skull face, He-Man's sword, and Rando's crown, so probably something might happen to Rando. and Masters of the Universe Revolution. Now, let me say this, huh? Let me say this. Most likely, I say Mattel producing, so Mattel is going to be footing the bill for this. Now, Mattel, if the toys that were made for Masters of the Universe Revelation, you can't give it away. People are not buying them things at all. You literally cannot give it away. Why in God's name would you invest more money into a clearly failing franchise? Masters of the Universe Revelation. Now, think about it. Some people said that at the end of it, at least we got back He-Man and that was good. No, I don't say so at all, because Masters of the Universe Revelation had nothing to do with He-Man at all. I said it before. What it focused on was their very toxic, annoying, total bitch of a character in Teela and her lesbian romp and her underlying lesbian romp across Eternia, where she, her girlfriend Andra, and Sorceress bitch and whine about how all the men destroyed things and they needed to fix it because all the men are stupid and they needed to do it. The series was garbage. Absolute garbage. I have never found anybody except for like shill media sites like CBR, who from them alone you don't know that they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But nobody has ever said that they actually like that show. Nobody. Of course, Rotten Tomatoes give it a high score, but then, well, for the critics, I don't know who these critics are. The audience score was low. Nobody cared for this show at all. I actually had to watch 10 episodes of this, the first 5 episodes and the other 5 episodes, and oh God, boy, if something was so horrible it couldn't exist. I have no hope for this whatsoever at all. None. No hope whatsoever. Kevin Smith, a bold-faced, lying little pansy, who came out telling people that this was going to be some big revolution, and then what did we get? Toxic Teela's bitch wars. That was it. And I know people are going to say, oh, I'm sounding sexist, and I'm sounding... Look at it and you will see it for yourself. Nothing in that was good. There was no story. There was no common sense. There was nothing. The first part was all about Teela and her whole I'm me and my feelings are important and my thing is, I mean, He-Man literally died and she whined and complained and bitched because her feelings got hurt that nobody told her that you know, that Adam was He-Man. Nobody, and that's supposed to resonate with somebody. In the second part, we got more of her whining and bitches, and then they decided to throw in Sorceress. You know, not Sorceress, what's she name? Evelyn. Absolute garbage. That's what it was, absolute garbage. And it proved one very important thing. As long as you're female, you face no consequences for any of the shit that you do. I have absolutely no hope for this series. And, you know, Netflix is in a place right now where if it doesn't make, they cancel it. Why would you do this? It did not make any money at all. Nobody liked it. Literally nobody liked it. And as usual, you're not listening to your audience. You decide to bring back a second season of this garbage. Mattel, you cannot give away, sell, bribe, throw these toys at people. I mean, if you throw these toys through a child's window, they will throw it back. Nobody wants these things. You cannot sell these things. I mean, there are people who collect He-Man figures, all kind of thing, and they don't want to buy it. They literally don't want to buy it, yet you're doing this. They literally have no interest whatsoever in buying any of this, and yet you're still going about it. You cannot tell a good story with this to save your lives. Kevin Smith was the worst person to put on this. The worst person, lying little creep. Told everybody this was going on something. I mean, even the trailer lied to you. Even the trailers, trailers, because they had a trailer for part 1, a trailer for part 2, lied. They took 5 minutes of episode 1 of the first part 1 trailer, the first episode. They took 5 minutes from it, strung that together, and made you think that is what it was going to be. Nothing like that at all. So I don't know what's going to happen with Skeletor, what's going to happen with He-Man and Randor, and they're putting it out that standalone story. Revolution is an all-new story that brings the focus to He-Man versus Skeletor like you've never seen them before. Bald-faced lies. Bald-faced lies. It turns out to not even have anything to do with that, or even if they do put it together, it's going to be some crap again. You cannot be seriously thinking this is a good idea at all. You seriously cannot. This is a ridiculous move, and to do this shows that Netflix once again has no idea what the hell they're doing, and they're just going to destroy something else because they just could care less. And fans are going to be left once again disappointed, pissed off at Kevin Smith, and canceling their Netflix subscriptions. Good luck, people, because good luck to Netflix, because apparently they haven't lost enough money. They want to add more to it. Enjoy yourselves. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. If you have a different opinion, I'm happy to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. I shall see you all next time, because when this comes out, I'm going to have to sit through this god-awful thing so you all don't have to. Take care.